Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk to you more about finding percentages. We started finding percentages on Friday where you learned a strategy of when you are trying to find, say, 30% of 21, you'd find 10% of 21 by just moving that decimal one place to the left. We know that that's division, so that would give us 2.1. And then what we do, if we know that 10% is 2.1 and we're trying to find 30%, we'd be taking 2.1 and multiplying that by 3 to get a final answer of 6.3. So what you're going to see is something a little different today. So you're not going to be able to use this strategy anymore because now I'm trying to find 35% of 27. In this case, I found 10%, and because 30 is a multiple of 10, I can just multiply by 3. But 35 is not a multiple of 10, so I can't find 10% and then multiply it back to get that number. So now this strategy is not going to work anymore. So I'm going to show you another way to do it for these kind of questions here. And you're actually going to use long multiplication to figure it out. But I want to do a little bit of explaining first to show you how we're going to do our numbers and use the method that they're asking. So 30% we know is 30 out of 100, or 30 hundredths. In a decimal form, it would be 0.30. And this format will actually match what we're doing here with the 21. Right now, this number is in a percentage, this number is in a number, so we're going to turn the percentage into a number we can use for multiplication. So 30% is equal to 0.30. Now, if I want to do that in long multiplication, it'll be a little bit complicated because I've got this decimal here. So just to be able to multiply it easily, what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo that decimal by multiplying by 100, and that will shift the decimal to the end here. So now I'm able to just use 30, just like what I see here, 30 times 21. And I'll just use normal standard algorithm method when I do this now. 0 times 1 is 0. 3 times 1 is 3. Put that placeholder in. 0 times 2 is 0. 3 times 2 is 6. And then I'll be adding those all together. And now what's going to happen is, remember how we multiplied and got rid of that decimal to make it easier? Well, now we're going to have to put it back. So what's going to happen is you're going to divide it by 100 now, so you're doing the opposite, which means you're undoing what you did before. So if I'm dividing by 100, my decimal is there, and I'm shifting it 2 places to the left, which gives me a final answer of 6.3. Same answer. That's a lot of explanation here. It's not going to be that complicated when you actually do it, but I just wanted to show you why you have to divide by 100 at the end here. It's because we changed it out of the percentage form when we did our multiplication. So 35, okay, so remember that this is 0.35 as a numeral, and then we multiply by 100, and we got 35 times 27. So just think to yourself, 35 times 27. You're just multiplying the two numbers here. Standard algorithm, 5 times 7 is 35, 3 times 7 is 21, plus 3 is 24, placeholder, 5 times 2 is 10. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 more is 7. We're adding that up. Okay, no problem. And then do not forget this important part at the end where we have to divide that answer by 100. So you would get 9.45. So 35% of 27 is 9.45. And that example is also in your book. So if you've learned a lot of different strategies now, so try and choose the one that works best for you. In some cases, you may not have to do all of this long multiplication. So some percentages are easier to work with than others. So for example, if you wanted to find 25% of a number, I'm just going to remind you of our chart here. 25% of a number means that it's 1/4 of the number that you're looking at. So for example, if you want to find 25% of 12, sorry, that's a bit messy, 25% of 12, what you would do is you would imagine that 12 being divided up into 4. So you can get that answer through division. And 25% of 12 is 3. Okay, so anytime you're doing 25% of a number, you can be imagining dividing that by 4. So you'll see that as well in your book today, 25% of a number and then just dividing it by 4 to get your answer. So all kinds of different ways to find percentages. I hope you're having fun and I'll talk to you soon.